Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing this evening on this Wednesday, what day is this? August the 19th, I believe, 2020. I want to thank all of you. For those who's joining us, I would like to thank you. Okay, I don't know. Give me 1 second, y'all. Something crazy going on with my computer. One moment it wants to work and the next moment it doesn't. All right. I want to thank all of y'all for coming in. Um, mm, all right. So this evening, on Ty was just saying, I'm going to be interviewing Mrs. Therese Sherrill, and we're going to be talking about her book, talking about relationships and all that good stuff. I can't wait to interview this wonderful powerhouse. Hello, hello. I see you coming in. It's not kind of clear, but you're coming in.
Can you see me?
No, I can't see you. It's like really blurry.
It looks good on my end. How is that? Hmm. Let me see.
That's yeah, it's weird. I know we've been having a lot of problems with IG lately. They've been pulling a lot of stunts lately with all of us. You wanna? How about we just log you out and you come right back in?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, let's try
Uh,
that. All right. Sorry about that, y'all, but we couldn't see. And you know how IG is lately. It's been getting kind of fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, and we can't have that. So I'm going to do what I can to bring her back in a minute so that we could discuss her book and everything that all of the projects that she's working on and everything, because I know she has a lot of good stuff that we all need to know about, especially when it comes to relationships and things like that. Yes, so, okay. Yeah. Uh, I'm sorry, everybody. Somebody sent me a text message and I'm trying to answer and don't know what's going on. All right, let me see if she came back in again. Let me send her a message, tell her to join us, jump back in. Okay, re-sign. Oh, to come back into thread. Okay, here she go. All right, here we go. Hopefully this will work this time. All right, now we clear.
Can you see me now?
Yes, it's like it's in and out, but it's working. It's in and out, but yeah, I don't know what's going on. So how are you this evening?
I'm doing fine. How about you? I was so ready. I'm in my space. I'm so
I
excited. And then
know,
you
I
see
see
me.
you looking
Everybody.
fabulous.
I'm
Looking
doing fine.
fabulous, and then it's those crazy IG acting up.
I'm in my space. You think
Yes.
it's because I have the phone right here and I have the
Hmm.
laptop right here. I'm looking good on the phone, but I see that I'm pixelated on the laptop. Do you think that has
Yeah.
something to do?
I don't. It shouldn't have anything to do with it. With both of them being next to each other. Yeah, that shouldn't have anything to do with it. Cause I sit
Hmm.
there, I use two cell phones, an iPad, and everything else on this thing sometimes.
I see the
Yeah.
pixelated on the actual
Hmm.
laptop. I hope
Hmm.
it doesn't mess up what we're trying to do because it's good information that I really want to share with our viewers. And we
I
have some good
know.
things that we're going to discuss tonight.
I know. We got a lot of good stuff that we got to discuss. And okay, somebody said, "Hey, boo, I'm on Autumn page." That's Stacy.
Tell her hi, Sherry, if I can.
Yes. So I guess if you want, we can try to get started. It might clear up as we're talking.
Hopefully. Now, does it look like I'm looking at you or am I looking away?
I see you looking at me, but it's like I said, it's still like pixelated.
Okay.
It's still like pixelated. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think because it looks like when you move to the left or to the right, it like clears up a little bit.
Okay, let me see. My girl Lisa, I sound good. I look
She
cute
said
though.
you cute
Thanks,
though.
please.
I know that's right. I know that's
Thanks,
right.
please. As long as it doesn't take away from the message too much and they can get what I'm trying to say, they can always see me
Right.
later if they need to.
I know that's right. All right. So, talk to us. Tell us all about you, Miss Therese. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and tell us what's going on.
Okay, I am Teresha Rell. I am born and raised in New Orleans, uptown girl from the third wall, Magnolia Soldier. I
Okay.
attended Holy Ghost Catholic School uptown, Xavier Preparatory High School, and I attended Norfolk State University in Virginia. I have a
Mm-hmm.
Bachelor of Arts in Political Science pre-law. I have a paralegal certification from the University of New Orleans, and I also have a Master's of Business Administration from the University of Phoenix. I am a
Okay.
member of the City of Love Church here in New Orleans under
Mm-hmm.
Bishop Lester Love and Pastor Fran Love. I am a minister
Oh.
elect, a mother, can't forget that part, an author, a speaker, a
Mm-hmm.
relationship coach, and a mother as
Wow.
well. But for this purpose, I am here to speak about my first book, Live, Learn, Love with an Open Heart, Life Lessons on Cultivating Healthy and Meaningful Relationships. And here it is. I'm going to
Yes.
show you how you can get it later, but I just wanted to share that
Mm-hmm.
with you. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. If I have to give you a quick overview, I think that pretty much sums up about most of what and
Okay.
who I
Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah. I mean, you do I thought I did a lot. You do a lot too.
am. A few little things, just a few little things.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Things that people don't expect. Just a little bit of stuff. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
just a
t- I see that you are a relationship therapist or relationship counselor.
coach. I don't want the
Rela-
terms to be misunderstood. Yes, because there is a
okay.
difference between a therapist and a counselor and a coach. So a
Yes.
relationship coach
Yes.
for this purpose.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Nice. And how is that going for you? Have you been seeing a lot of people during this pandemic?
Well, to be honest, I've actually just started. So it is my newest business venture,
Mm-hmm.
Transforming Consciously.
Okay.
LLC is the name of my business. And
Okay.
my logo, they can't really see it, but if they go on my page, I am Teresha
Mm-hmm.
Rell. They will be able to see my logo designed by Chris the Purpose Pusher, aka
Okay.
Chris Success and Mindset Coach. She did my logo, and I just want to give you a little background about the PC Transforming Consciously. My name is
You know what?
Teresa.
You sound a little broken up, Tarisha.
Okay.
It sounded
So
a little broken up. Yeah. You
you
want to
want me to?
log out and come back in again? Yeah, let's log out and come right back in.
Oh, okay.
Cause maybe, yeah, let's log out and come right back in.
Okay.
Cause it might be able to clear it up. Cause it's like your voice is starting to sound broken up. All right, there we go. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what's going on with IG tonight. It's like having a breakup party. It's like doing some crazy things. It never really does any of this. So, and I definitely want everyone to hear everything that Miss Tereshell has to talk to us about. with her book and, being a relationship coach and all of that. She has some really good stuff, that I definitely want all of us to hear about and know about, And so I do apologize about all of this because normally my lives go pretty smoothly, but tonight I don't know what's happening. So anywho, while I wait for her to come in, how's everybody doing this evening? Everybody okay, pretty much? Yeah, I know I've been like really, really hopping this afternoon. Normally not too hopping. Good. I'm glad you're cool today, Miss Bernadette. Glad you're cool. I'm good. I'm good. Got a little busy this afternoon, but oh, good, Leonora. Glad you're doing well also. All right. Got you back.
Hopefully this third time is the charm and this is it. Hopefully this is it. Can you see me?
Yes. It's in and out, but we'll make do. But if it gets too crazy, we'll schedule another day and go on Facebook and we'll
Okay,
do it through what's the
that
name.
may be
And
better.
and then this way we can stream yard it in and then replay it back on Instagram later on.
Okay.
So tell me about Live, Love, Learn. Did I
Yes,
say that
live,
right?
learn, love with an open
Yes.
heart. Can't forget that part. Life lessons
Okay.
on cultivating healthy and meaningful relationships. So that
Mm-hmm.
is my first book, and it's really just a book about helping people to acknowledge and appreciate the variety of relationships in our lives. So in the book, I address the various types of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, when you hear people say relationships, the first thing they think about is, a partner, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
In my book,
Yes.
I break down the various types of relationships. So I address
Mm-hmm.
familial, casual,
Mm-hmm.
platonic, romantic, and professional relationships. Because I believe
Mm-hmm.
that while all relationships are not created equally, each one has the
Mm-hmm.
power to teach us about life, ourselves, and others. So
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes we don't really acknowledge and appreciate these relationships for the lessons and
Mm-hmm.
blessings that they are and that they teach us. And I think that's the mistake that we sometimes make in relationships. We don't really value them the way that we should.
Right. I mean, and I agree, and I'm glad that you spelled it out and broke it down into the three parts of what relationships, the types of relationships, because a lot of people don't, realize that, And so, in your book, you help explain to the reader exactly everything that they need to know.
Yes, so I have different chapters. The book is three
Hmm.
sections divided into three chapters. So the first section
Okay.
is living the life, then we learn the
Hmm.
lessons, and then we love the legacy. So each
Okay.
section has chapters that relate to how we do those things, in my opinion. So under
Hmm.
living the life, I have faith is,
Hmm.
family matters, and friends and finances. And I start with faith because I am a, Christian. I am a spiritual woman, and I
Hmm.
have a strong spiritual foundation. So for
Hmm.
me, it has to start with my faith.
Okay.
God is, Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. So for
That's
me
right.
in the relationship, it was very important that I acknowledge him and address the most important relationship. The first relationship
Hmm.
that we should seek to develop and cultivate
Hmm.
outside of the relationship with ourselves.
Is with
So
God. That's right.
I speak about my faith in God. I speak about where
Hmm.
my faith was at that time during the process. I speak about
Hmm.
my upbringing, having a strong spiritual foundation, growing up in
Hmm.
church, having a grandmother that was very big on, being active in church and Sunday school and the
Hmm.
youth department,
Yes.
WPD, just having that strong spiritual foundation and how it is,
Okay.
kind of affected every other aspect and part of my life. So I speak about my early
Hmm.
upbringing. I speak about my faith at the time, at the writing of the book. So the book was published
Hmm.
December 16th, 2018. That's when it was released. And
Hmm.
just going through the process because we know that life is always happening. So
Right.
even the writing of the book, I was in a relationship, I wasn't in a relationship, there were things
Mhm.
that were still going on. I lost my brother. So life is still going to happen
Okay.
whether you are doing something or not. So just kind of
Right.
taking a step back to evaluate the
Mhm.
relationships and also how my
Mhm.
faith in God helped me to get through those things that were going on at the time.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I tell you, that's a lot, and I'm sorry, to hear about your brother, because I
And
know that was, very, very, upsetting, stressful time, and then writing a book, and writing also helps with, as a coping skill, when you're
it does.
grieving, it really
It
does
does.
help, and I definitely encourage a lot of people to, write, when they are having some problems or having, a situation where they may be grieving, so yes, I definitely, I work with a lot of couples and things like that with relationship issues that they are experiencing, and it's so funny because I tell them all the time, you have to write stuff out, and I always, start with asking questions about, what do you think of yourself, and some people will say, I don't know, I never thought about it. And it's just like, you never thought about, okay. And so I'll give homework, for them to do, because I'm a psychotherapist also. And so it's like I give them homework to do. And when I give homework, it's really funny, the responses that come back, and I'm like, wow, you really, some people think about it, and some it's just like, oh, I didn't really get to it. It's just always a touch and go, but what I try to, what I try to basically tell them is, once you know yourself, then you can pretty much gauge, the type of relationships you'll be in. You need to like work on yourself first before getting into any kind of relationship, especially a romantic relationship, because I think a lot of people move too fast, without knowing who they are spiritually, mentally, physically, it's a whole lot that goes into it, So I'm very happy that you came out with a book that has the three sections off, So is it areas in the book where they can write or
Well, this one does not, but I do have a
okay.
workbook, a companion workbook, and I am currently working
Okay.
on a devotional journal. So they will
Mhm.
actually have to write in that journal, but in this book, no, they do not. But
Oh,
just
okay.
kind of piggybacking off what you said, I
Mhm.
also speak about the relationship with yourself. Staying
Okay.
true to who you are,
Mhm.
who God created you to be,
Right.
and that's a little further down in there. But
Mhm.
I also address the relationship with yourself because that's very important. If you don't
Mhm.
have a healthy relationship with yourself, and it's all about healthy relationships, making sure that
Yes.
your relationships are healthy and that they're mutually
Mhm.
beneficial. Relationships are a two-way street. No one wants to go down a one-way street in a relationship because it's not always
Mhm.
about me all the time. It's
Right.
a give and take. You're going to get
Yes.
something and you're going to,
Mhm.
get something from it. So you have to be able to make sacrifices, but
Mhm.
and also compromise. So also in it,
Right.
in another
Mhm.
section, I speak about being committed to cultivating relationships. So I
Right.
give you a list of elements that I believe
Mhm.
constitute a healthy, successful
Okay.
relationship. And that's
Okay.
either with your family, that's with your
Mhm.
finances, that's with,
Mhm.
at your job, that's with your friends.
Mhm.
It's just some basic elements. And I
Okay.
address communication,
Mhm.
honesty, loyalty,
Mhm.
compromise,
Mhm.
common values, forgiveness.
Yes.
And while the list is not all inclusive, it is some elements, like I say. So
Mhm.
I kind of liken it to baking a cake. You need all the right ingredients. You need some
Right.
eggs, you need some, some oil, you need, the mix. So you can't have too much of one thing because it won't be good. You
Right.
need just the right amount. Now, while
Mhm.
you need the right amount, it's also important to note that not all relationships are created equal. So what you do in this particular relationship,
Mhm.
you may not do in
Mhm.
another. But
Mhm.
for the most part, I believe all relationships, they want honesty, they want
Right.
communication, they want approach. Some of those things are pretty across the board, no matter if you're single, you're married, you're dating,
Mm-hmm.
whatever your status may be. Those are things that are pretty
Right.
much based through all. Also,
Yeah.
the relationship that we have with our family members, because for
Right.
me, outside of God, that's the first
Mm-hmm.
idea of that you have a relationship. Although we don't really
Yes.
always consider, family is being in a relationship, that is our first concept or idea.
Mm-hmm.
So with
Right.
the
But
family
it is.
section, I break it down because
Mm-hmm.
family isn't always by birth. It can be by marriage,
Right.
by adoption.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
People that are just good family friends that you just have that relationship with, you bond with,
Yes.
and it's your family.
Mm-hmm.
So just really
Mm-hmm.
understanding that there's going to be that family dynamic. Some you can
Mm-hmm.
live with, some you can live without. But just knowing
Yes.
and appreciating people for who they are, and what they are. We know that we can't choose
Mm-hmm.
our family. We're born into the family that we're
Right.
born into. We cannot, we don't have any control over that, but just appreciating, acknowledging them,
Mm-hmm.
and and trying to or
Mm-hmm.
seeking to understand them, even when we don't always
Right.
agree. So in that particular
Yeah.
section, I speak about, just
Mm-hmm.
speak about family members, about being heard, about being able to communicate and express your feelings, sharing
Mm-hmm.
that with them if there's an issue, just being
Yeah.
open. You have to be open and being able to express
Yes.
yourself and understand as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because any relationship, communication is big, and you definitely have to be open and honest. Especially if you want to gain trust from the person, whether it's a family member or someone that you're romantically with. So that's totally, I'm totally dead on with what you're saying. Because all of that is facts. When it comes to relationships.
It is, and it's very important. That's why we say, communication is the key. It really is the key that unlocks the door. So in it, I give you a little background of my family and how I grew up. My immediate family, mother, father, brothers were small,
Hmm.
but I had a larger extended family. So I had a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins. So I kind of share
Hmm.
about how I grew up, in a small and large family. But I
Right.
always had, I always had that pretty much I was the youngest on both
Hmm.
sides, the youngest kid, the
Hmm.
youngest grandchild. I always had
Hmm.
older cousins, that kind of took me
Yeah.
under their wing, the females, of course.
Yeah.
I speak about the relationship with my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, whom the book is
Hmm.
dedicated to. Just
Hmm.
giving you an insight on those family members that greatly influence and shape our lives.
Hmm.
And I share some of the values and morals, and things that she instilled in me at a young age
Hmm.
that I'm to instill in my daughter now. So, those
Okay.
lessons you never really forget. You take them with you, the ones that you learn. Hopefully, you learn them and you take them with you,
Right.
and then you pass them down and share them because those are good things, even though it was a different time. So, just making sure that I'm able to do that for my daughter now is very important and acknowledge the values that she instilled in me and the relationship that we had. That was one of my most influential relationships I was in my life to
Okay.
date.
Okay. Yes. Grandmothers are great. It's just like we definitely have to cherish them. My mother's mother is deceased, and I was very close to her, and I'm still fortunate, as old as I am, to still have a grandmother. My
Yeah,
dad's
you are
mom is
definitely
still
blessed.
alive, and she's 97 and still kicking.
That's a blessing, girl. That is
So
a blessing.
totally a blessing. Totally a
I
blessing.
have my little chick me do something, but I haven't. I
Hmm.
lost. She was actually my last one that I lost in 2012. So I don't have
Hmm.
any grand left. Here.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the
Yeah.
last one. Definitely, cherish that relationship and the lessons
Hmm.
that I learned because our relationships
Yes.
are lessons and lessons. The lessons that she taught me have definitely blessed my life,
Hmm.
and I keep to share those lessons with others in the book. So, and just really
Yeah.
acknowledging and appreciating all the relationships, even the ones that
Yes.
don't work out,
Hmm.
they still happen for a reason. They still serve a purpose.
Right.
And
Yep.
flip side of that, the mistake that I think we make is when we try to place people in the wrong categories. So
Right.
I know you've heard that
Mhm.
people come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And the
Mhm.
issue that we have is we try to place them in a wrong category. So because we
Yeah.
may have a history with them or a child with them, we want to make them a
Mhm.
lifetime person when they're only a reason or a season person. And
Exactly. Yep.
then, we have conflict because we don't know how to let go. We don't know how to let it in because we want it to be more than it was meant to be. So
Mhm.
it's just understanding that, every person, there is a time, and every, time has a season. So
Mhm.
seasons change and people change. But even when we acknowledge that, it doesn't always have to be, bitter. Okay, we
Right.
had our time, we had our season. I was meant to learn something from you. You were meant to learn
Mhm.
something from me. That
Yes.
happened. There was beauty in it. Now it
Mhm.
ended, so let's take what we learned and move on.
Right.
It served its purpose more or
Mhm.
less. The next chapter begins, and we just
Mhm.
toss it to the side like it never happened. So we don't really get the lessons
Mhm.
because we're
Yes.
so either we're so caught up or we're so bitter about it. We just don't want to,
Comfortable.
hear or see anything about it.
Mhm.
But at one point in time, there was something
Mhm.
good. That's why we engaged in that
Right.
relationship.
Right. And then a lot of people have a habit of, going back the up to the other previous chapters. And that's also an issue that a lot of people have, instead of moving on to the next chapter. If you're on chapter 8, there's no reason to go back to chapter 7 and chapter 6 again. You done been there, done that. Now it's time to keep it moving, but a
Right.
lot of people get so comfortable, because I just what you said is what I tell people all the time. I tell it to kids too, especially when they have issues with friends and stuff in school. People are in your life for a reason, a season, a lifetime. These people, their season has passed and their season is gone, and that's when they have to keep it moving, you know. And so, welcome, Tony. That's one of my therapy friends. He said, "What's going
Okay.
on here? I'm doing a live, and IG's giving me problems, and so we're going to carry on with our live and finish talking. But I'm also, ask Therese to come back, maybe next week, and we'll do it on Facebook Live." So that we could,
Yes.
get a clearer view. But I wanted, people on IG to hear the message tonight, so that, they can learn a little bit more about Therese Sherrill and learn about her book and all of her upcoming projects that she has going on, because I think everything that you're doing is great, and your ministry, we definitely want to, support you and everything that you're doing, and so, yes, definitely.
Thank you.
De- definitely. So, what is the upcoming projects you have that you're working on, or any events that you have
Well,
happening?
you know what, girl, I was just about to say I don't have any events, but that is not true. So this Friday,
Mhm.
you just think like, wow, what's going on? Because, with everything being virtual with COVID, I don't have any,
Yes.
outside events
No
outside of
physical.
virtual, right,
Hmm.
physical, outside of the Zoom and virtual world that we are in
Yeah.
now. So
Yes.
to
Yes.
Friday, I'm actually going to be on a Zoom with Pastor Minor Rogers with Heart to Heart
Okay.
Church. His
Okay.
singles ministry is hosting a singles chat, and I am one of the guest speakers. So I'm not sure if we can be able. I have the flyer on my page, so I'll
Yes,
be
I'm
doing that
actually on your page
Friday.
now. I see your flyer.
Yes. I'll be doing that Friday evening at 7 o'clock
Hmm.
p.m. It is Zoom. The
Okay.
info is in the flyer, so that's a singles
Hmm.
chat. I am hosting a book
Hmm.
club with my sister, which is an organization that I'm a part of. It's a women's
Okay.
empowerment organization on Facebook. It's My Sister Code,
Hmm. Hmm.
SISPAHCODE, and it's a
Okay.
6 week book club series. So this week is actually the third Sunday. That information is also on my page. It's free. You just dial in. It's not a Zoom. You just dial in,
Oh, okay.
and the book
Okay.
information is on the page. So you can hear about the
Hmm.
book, get some more information,
Hmm.
learn about the organization, learn more about me. As I
Okay.
stated, I am working on the devotional journal to Live,
Okay.
Learn, Love. I currently have a
Nice.
work. Thank you. I
Mhm.
currently have a workbook companion, but I just
Mhm.
wanted to do a little more with the journal because I wanted it to break down the actual chapters
Mhm.
and give them an inspiration and spiritual guide. But it will have
Yes.
lines for them to write out their own prayers as it relates to the chapters as well.
Okay.
So that's a few more things. I am currently working on the relationship coaching business, getting that underway.
Mhm.
It is
Mhm.
new, transforming consciously, which
Okay.
is my initials TC Terry Sherrill.
Oh,
And
okay.
I was trying to get to that part earlier, and I think that's when we had the whole mess up.
Yeah.
With the so the name of the business was inspired by my initials, first of all, TC, but you
Okay.
really have to see the logo. I always wanted to do a live about the logo. So the logo is a T and a C, but the T is in the shape of
Mhm.
a cross and it's leaning on the C,
Okay.
which represents me
Okay.
leaning on Christ. And it's based on the
Ooh.
scripture Romans 12 and 2. So that's where the
Mm.
transforming consciously comes from because I believe that transformation starts with the mind. If you
Right.
want, to change your life, you have to change your mind. And I'm going to
Mhm.
help singles, couples, pretty much anyone
Mhm.
who wants to transform the way that they view relationships and the way that they view themselves in relationships.
Mhm.
Because the goal is healthy,
Yes.
meaningful relationships. So no matter what type of relationship, business partnership, friendship, marriage, dating,
Mhm.
parent, relationship with yourself, you want to
Mhm.
make sure that it's healthy. So that's
Right.
just a part of, what I aim and what I seek to do through the relationship coaching. So I'm narrowing down my niche now. I think I'm going to
Mhm.
be leaning more towards single and dating. Of course, I will,
Okay.
accept married couples. I'm not currently married. I am, for all intents and purposes, single at the
Mhm.
time. So I can
Yes.
speak, I can speak from that, but
Mhm.
it's just, just something that I felt led to do as a result of the
Mhm.
book, being an author and speaker. I just felt that that was really something that we needed to
Mhm.
get from relationships that we were missing. And I think
Yes.
that once we really learn how to see ourselves the way that God sees us and see
Yes.
others the way that God sees them, we'll get a better
Mhm.
appreciation of how we
Mhm.
should, treat others as well as ourselves. So I'm
That's
very,
right.
very big on just helping people to navigate the ways of relationships, but just breaking it down into the many different factors and types of relationships.
Okay. I totally agree. I like that. I definitely like that, because a lot of people go through life thinking that they have to be hooked up and they have to be, with someone, being whether they're being man dependent or woman dependent, and they really never get the time to understand who they are and become one with themselves, you know what I mean? And I think that is very important, So, yes, hey, I'm loving all of this I'm hearing that you're working on, and with your book and everything, So what I normally do during my lives is, I we have a number of people in here. I know some of you, probably was one in the beginning. Some of you might not. If you can remember, from the beginning, I'm gonna give you one of two questions to answer: where Therese is from, or where she went to college. If you can remember one of
Ooh,
those two things, I'm talking about undergrad, not graduate.
okay.
And so, and the reason I said that is because I didn't go to that particular school. I went to Morris Brown College, but all of my
Okay.
father's family went to that school.
Are you
And
serious?
so, yes, because all of all my dad's side of the family, all his family is in that. I can't say the state because if I say
Right.
the city will give the school.
Right. Okay, so we got a person. They know where I'm from.
All right, for Lucky Lou. All right, for Lucky Lou got the city. Thank you for Lucky Lou. I want you to send me your email address in my DM. And my DM is Anger Dr. Tyra. So if you send me that,
All
I'll
right,
definitely
Lou.
get. Get that to you. Thank
Luke.
you. Thank
Now, should
you,
we make,
Luke.
okay, we're gonna go with that because I was about to say we can make it a little harder and they have to answer where, what part, or part of New Orleans.
Oh, that's right, because you sure did. You
Because
sure
I
did
did
get
say
that.
that and I broke it down. Now let's see if he could get that far. But we ain't gonna do that some since he did get New Orleans. But what part of New Orleans am I from, Lou? What ward? Where I'm from? He might get it. He might
He
get
might get it. He might get it. He might get it. But then again, we never know.
So who's
But
gonna
the
get the
school,
college one? Who's gonna get the
I'm
college one?
shocked. No, I'm shocked. Nobody guessed what college you were from.
I
They
think some of
probably
these probably came on a little later. So shall I
come
give
on
them my
late. Yeah. So I'll
mm,
just give them the answer. We'll just talk about the college. So the undergraduate college that Therese went to was Norfolk State University in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. So that was why I couldn't give the city because the city was within the college
yes.
name. And so, yes. And so it was like everybody thought I was either going to go there or I was going to go to Howard because I had a lot of family and friends in Howard University. And I ended
Okay.
up going to Morris Brown College in Atlanta. So,
In
which wasn't,
Atlanta. Okay. Morris
yeah, I went
Brown.
to school in Atlanta. Yep.
Now where are
So,
you
yes.
from originally?
I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philly. Okay, Philly.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. I'm all the way up in Philly.
Philly.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And
Yes.
and New Orleans is definitely a place we were talking about trying to come in we was going to try to come there in October actually to celebrate our birthdays, me and some friends, so we was like we got to see what all this is going on with this pandemic.
Would have been a good time too. You would have loved it so much.
I know everybody
Yes,
says it's
I'm the
beautiful.
Spartan Legion, rock the green and gold. That's cool. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely different from the South, but
Oh
I
yeah.
loved it. My experience was
Yes.
good. Met
Yeah.
some
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, HBCUs. I love them to pieces. I say
yes,
if you're black, you need to go to one.
yes.
I just feel
At
like you
least
need
get
to
that
have that.
experience.
It you needs to have at least have that start there. Your
Yes,
freshman year, and if it doesn't
I
work
agree.
out, then go somewhere else. But you need to at least start at one with your people so that you can get a
Yes.
better understanding of life's issues.
They're doing so much now. Of course, when you were there, it was a different situation, but I get the
Hmm.
alumni newsletter, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, the campus is changed, and these buildings. I actually went back about 2 years ago. I had the
Hmm.
opportunity to go back,
Hmm.
and I always wanted to go back, of course, for homecomings and all those things, but I never
Yeah.
was able to go for work and different reasons back, and I'm like, it's a totally
Hmm.
different campus. They're doing different things, but I was just so proud, like this is where I come from. So proud to be an
Yeah.
alumni. So it was definitely an experience. Like you said, I would at least 1 year. If you don't stick with it, you definitely need the HBCU experience.
Yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. Well, I want to thank you, Miss Therese, and I definitely, I'm gonna hit you up with an email in a few minutes so that I can see what day you want to do it on Facebook and everything. I
Yes,
want to thank you so much for
definitely.
coming in live with me tonight and talking about this. And I do apologize that this IG is all over the place. I'm definitely going to send them a message too about it being all over the place this evening.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, but yes, we'll
Hopefully they won't
definitely
kick
do.
me off. Yes. But I want to thank you so much for coming in with me this evening. And everybody, please follow I am Therese Sherrill on Instagram. And also, Glam Essentials is one of my
Okay.
business associates. You have to she's gonna send you some information, send you something, for
Okay. Thank
coming on
you
my
so much.
live. And so definitely I need to get your address and everything so she can get stuff to you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually talk to you. I'm gonna connect with you after this. If not today, tomorrow, so that we can go over because your logo. She might want to put your logo on something for you.
Oh, thank you so
So
much.
yeah, so Yeah, so definitely. So we're gonna definitely connect after this, and I want you to, yeah, definitely get your address and everything to me so we can talk.
Okay, thank you so much for having
Yes.
me. It's been a pleasure. We're gonna get together real
It's been a
soon and try
pleasure.
to.
Yes, yes, and I will definitely talk to you soon.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks, Grammy
All
Central.
right.
Thanks everyone
All,
for tuning
all
in.
right. Yep. Take care.
Okay, bye bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Hey everybody. So sorry about how this IG was working this evening. This, I don't know what is going on. It's like one moment is clear, next moment is either I'm fuzzy or my guess is fuzzy, but at the end of the day, y'all know how IG works. You know, hey Andromeda and She Wins Society, that's one of the other organizations that I belong to. One of the business organizations that I belong to. It is definitely a great organization. Please hit them up at She Wins Society on IG and on Facebook. Definitely. Also follow all of one of my other I guess I need to make you my what's the name partner? My sponsors. My sponsor, Glam Essentials. With Glam Essentials, make sure you follow Glam Essentials LLC. She has a wonderful program where she does private labeling for product lines for organizations, businesses, or whatever you might have going on. Definitely hit her up because she is definitely a person that you definitely would like to know. So, with that being said, I'm going to get ready to log off because I do want to save this set and everything. I want to thank all of you for tuning in, and I will connect with you all next week because I have a couple more lives coming up next week. And I guess that's it for this evening. I want you all to have a wonderful evening because I sure don't want to miss Obama speaking this evening. So I'm going to sign off so I can get myself prepared for that. I want you to have a good night. Have a great night. Also, Bernadette, talk to you soon. Swagger Magazine, I'm definitely going to be sending you a message also because I have to want to ask you to come on so you could talk about your magazine. Alrighty, so I'm going to come on through. Have a good night, Leonora, and I'm going to talk to you too because we got to get you on as well. Talk to y'all all later. Have a good one.